Jesse, and a hot.
From the age of like 6 to about 13, I was trained mostly in breaking, popping, crumping, a lot of street styles. I think for Fade to Black, I turned more towards contemporary. One, because I was so used to always putting pieces on hip-hop groups that I had so many contemporary ideas, but my hip-hop friends weren't really contemporary dancers. So I think being on Fade to Black kind of gave me the opportunity and the outlet and presented me with dancers who could perform my ideas. And so I think that's why I draw so much towards contemporary for Fade to Black than hip-hop. Also because a lot of people already choreograph hip-hop and you want to take advantage of the dancers that you have. And a lot of them are really technical and beautiful dancers.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I originally wanted to do the first song when my great-grandma passed away in 2018. That was my first semester of college. And she lived to be 100, and so she lived a great life. And so I heard the song Jealous and found a video where it's interpreted where you're missing a loved one and you're jealous that heaven has them and you don't. And so that song kind of reminded me of her, and that's when I first got the idea to choreograph to Jealous. But then a few other pieces came to mind that kind of took precedence, and so I kind of pushed it aside. And then about a year ago, my aunt passed away pretty suddenly, and it was really, really tough on my family. Like really the first sudden death of a close loved one that I experienced. And that's when I listened to Scars in Heaven a lot. Scars in Heaven really reminded me of my aunt. And so I think for a whole year I wasn't ready to put it out there. My heart wasn't ready. But I think a year later now I can really get my ideas and my thoughts out into movement. Throughout the semester you get so busy trying to finish your dance and with exams, and I travel a lot, and so it's almost like you don't have time to process your emotions. And I think that's why when I step back and watch the dancers do it full out, that's when it starts to come up. Ooh, I didn't realize those emotions were there. I know when I see it on stage for the first time, like during our run-through or dress rehearsal, it's gonna be hard. To put my emotions openly out there for a crowd to see, I know it's gonna be tough. And I know watching the dancers in my dance is gonna probably really set it off for me. Usually watching my dances makes me cry.
With Labyrinth, he made that song specifically for a heartbreak. But I saw that video that she showed us way long ago where he interpreted it as his friend dying, being in heaven. He's jealous that he's happy without him in heaven. I have relatives who are in heaven, so it has a deeper meaning to it for me, but it's also the same way as how Sunny sees it.
With the music and what message she has up behind it, honestly, I think if I was watching, it would move me to tears because of what story she's trying to tell conveys it very well, that I think it would just hit my heart real, real hard.
When I've been in other people's dances that I can connect to, it becomes more than their dance. They become more than just a piece in their performance, but it becomes your dance. And so every single time I choreograph an emotional piece, I always tell the dancers that choose to be in my dance to make it about them, to make it about their story.